The Herman grid. Take a good look at it and search for the black dot. What do you see? That's right. The harder you look at it, the more you examine the image, the more it betrays you. The black dot, it appears, vanishes, shifts, moves, reappears, all until you don't know what's real anymore. That's what this image does. It betrays certainty. The moment you think you're on the right path, it shifts. The moment you think you figured it out, you're lost. And that's exactly how our world works, isn't it? Science, religion, morality, these are all concepts we grow up thinking are absolute. We think they're unchanging. When in reality, just like the dots on this grid, they work until they don't. Our religious scripture holds up for us until a scientific breakthrough comes along. That scientific breakthrough works for us until a new one disproves it. And in the midst of all this change, in the midst of all this confusion, all of us feel the same thing. As a society and as individuals, we find ourselves lost. And we hate it. It makes us feel weak. It makes us feel vulnerable. But being lost is okay. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. Humanity has found itself lost on various instances throughout history. One of the greatest examples of it comes from one of the biggest scientific breakthroughs of the last millennia. The solar system. For over 2,000 years, this was the model we believed in, the geocentric model. Earth in the center and all the other cosmic bodies revolving around us like background characters in our own movie. This theory, it wasn't an assumption to us. It was certainty. Woven into scripture, taught in universities, it shaped how human identity found its place in the universe. But in 1543, a man named Nicholas Copernicus came along and challenged that identity. He suggested the heliocentric model. In his book, De Revolutionibus Orbium Coelestium, Copernicus suggested that the sun is in the center of the solar system, not the earth. And on hearing this, humanity had an existential crisis. As a society, our egos were so inflated that we couldn't accept the fact that the world literally didn't revolve around us anymore. If the sun was in the center of the solar system, we weren't. So, various political and cultural organizations across Europe declared this model heresy. You were a traitor if you believed in the heliocentric model. But why? Copernicus backed his theory with evidence. Later on, even Galileo added more evidence. We still didn't accept it. The reason's simple, really. It's because accepting the heliocentric model came with the threat of accepting we were lost. We were so sure we were right, we didn't even consider if we were lost. Similarly, we all find ourselves lost in our lives on various occasions, don't we? Be it in our careers, be it with our family, we oftentimes find ourselves confused. I found myself in such a situation about a year ago. I was questioning everything but getting answers to nothing. What is my purpose in life? What career should I pursue? What religion should I follow? I was asking all these questions, but none of it led me anywhere. I was confused. I was lost. One afternoon, I came home from school, and my mother told me some news that made me freeze. A cousin of mine had passed away. He was 17 years old, and he took his own life because he couldn't find purpose or meaning in it. When you hear news like this, the grief hits you like a truck. But for me, it wasn't just the grief. A fear crept over me. I didn't know what I was doing. I was already confused. Everything I was feeling just became much heavier. My already confused mind walked into a dense forest of doubt and silence. But a few months later, I realized something. I wasn't lost because I didn't have any purpose in life. I was lost because I finally started searching for it. I finally started thinking. And that's the part we miss. Being lost doesn't mean we've done something wrong. It doesn't mean we are doing something wrong. It means we're finally thinking for ourselves. But it's not just a teenager like me who gets lost. It can happen to any one of us. Take a look at Einstein. In his childhood, Einstein was considered slow and rebellious. One teacher famously told him that he would never amount to anything. He failed his first entrance exam to Zurich Polytechnic, and even after graduating, he couldn't find a job as an academic. No university wanted him, no professor saw potential. So the man we now call the greatest mind of the 20th century took a job at a patent office. That's right. The man who went on to revolutionize science spent his days stamping other people's ideas for approval. By every conventional measure of success, Albert Einstein was off track. He was lost. But it was during this exact period in his career where he published the papers that went on to redefine our perception of reality forever. The theory of relativity didn't come from certainty. It came from confusion. Great people like Einstein don't have it all planned out. They don't necessarily know where they're going. They just lost enough to keep asking the questions everyone else stopped asking. So it's okay to be lost. But what isn't okay is pretending we're not. Like I said before, everyone in this room is going to get lost at some point in their lives. And when you do get lost, it's important to acknowledge it. Take a second. But the truth is, it's hard. It's hard to accept when you're lost. Because it puts you in a position that makes you feel weak, even a little stupid. When I was going through one of the toughest phases of my life, what helped me was a very simple shift in perspective. All I had to do was add one word at the end of my thoughts, and everything felt better. Yet. Just add the yet. Whenever I thought, I don't have purpose in life, all I had to do was think, I don't know it yet. Anytime I thought, I have no direction in life, all I had to think was, I don't know it yet. Now, when you add this yet to your thoughts, the questions don't disappear. You don't magically gain clarity. But it changes how you carry the confusion. I don't know feels final. But I don't know yet. It leaves room for questioning. It leaves room for finding yourself. Everything we talked about today, the grid, the solar system, Einstein, even every scientific breakthrough that ever happened in the history of the world began with someone admitting they were lost. Began with someone admitting they didn't know. So I call upon everyone in this room today to stop fearing being lost. Stop fearing what you don't know. Embrace it. And when you do find yourself lost, just hold on long enough to finally be found. Thank you.